Sabrina Carpenter makeup look. Let's go. I absolutely love her makeup. It's kind of like an everyday makeup look, but a little bit extra. And we're going to use minimal foundation because you can really see her skin. Firstly, we're going to start off with primer, and we're going with the Beauty Base from Sculpted by Amy, and I've never tried this before, so it's my first time. If any of you have tried this primer, let me know what you think. We shall see what I feel after this video. It's giving a little bit of a glowy vibe, so I think I like it because her makeup is literally all about the glow. Her eyebrows are pretty basic. They're not like out there, so we're just going to be using a brow gel, and I'm using the Benefit Gimme Brow in shade 3, which is my absolute favorite. Okay, so we're just going to literally apply this all over my eyebrow, mainly focusing on the outer edges. And then we're going to use a concealer to kind of like conceal the eyebrow because I don't do my eyebrows. Now we're just going to use a flat brush and concealer. I'm using the Huda Beauty concealer, the faux filter in shade 2.7N. Absolutely my favorite concealer. Blends so well and lasts the whole day. Love it. Okay, so when it comes to shaping my brow, I kind of like to leave it a little bit thick in the middle and then go a little bit thin there. And we're gonna do top and bottom. Can you guys see the difference? And because I do have like light eyebrow hair, using a full coverage concealer kind of like covers it up for me and hides it, so that's great. Her eyeshadow look isn't really heavy, so we're just gonna put over some concealer on top of the eyes and just blend that in. And then I'm just gonna take a beauty blender and kind of like dab on top just to take off any excess concealer. Do we prefer makeup videos like this where I talk about each process? As I said, I'm just gonna take a beauty blender. This is the Real Techniques sponge, and we're just gonna dab on top just so that it's not too full coverage, you know? Because we're just going gentle, kind of like shimmery eyeshadow in the eye, nothing crazy. Okay, so now with the face, we're gonna do the underpainting method. So I'm gonna do bronzer, concealer, and blush, and just kind of go over with a very glowy, very light foundation. Okay, so when it comes to bronzer, her face kind of goes like this way. So that's kind of like the contour look we're gonna go for. And then we have the nose, and it kind of goes like up to the eyebrow, and then we're gonna go on the eye. That's basically gonna be shading that. Let's not forget the chin area here. This is kind of empty here, so we're just gonna focus on this. By the way, I'm using the Clinique Chubby Stick. This is the bronzing shade. We are going to start blending, and we're gonna blend kind of like upwards. The scarf is gonna get so dirty. And then kind of go downwards there. It's fine, we can fix it with concealer, don't worry. And then we're just gonna go on the nose there and just bring it up there. There we go. So nose again, this side, kind of just blending upwards, and then by the brow. And yeah, there we go. That looks perfect. Other side. I always forget to blend the chin part, and I just noticed it at the end of my makeup, so let's not forget. And again, you're going to blend it down into the chin just to kind of like make your chin disappear, because who doesn't want? Next, we are going in with concealer. Again, the Huda Beauty Faux Filter in 2.1 and 2.7, a highlighter shade and my exact shade. Okay, the areas that she highlights in her face is kind of like right here in between the brow and the forehead, and then obviously under the eye, and then we're gonna focus under the chin, and then we're just gonna kind of like shape it a little bit more under the contour. So as it is, I said here, this is obviously my shade. We're just gonna focus here, here, and then I'm kind of gonna put it here just to kind of shape my face a little bit better, because we're not putting much foundation. It's literally concealer and contour. I just messed my scarf, great. We are gonna go in with the lighter shade and just kind of put it in the areas where we kind of want it to pick up on camera. Okay, so I'm just using my beauty blender to kind of blend this in. Just gonna make sure that the top of the eyebrows are so blended. I'm gonna do the eyes the last because I kind of want the concealer to sink in always wait for your concealer to kind of like really sink in so that you don't have to add more concealer to blend. It just makes it way more full coverage, but it also depends on the concealer. Like this one sits in really well. It doesn't dry up because because the formula is very different to the old one that I've tried before. So it all depends on your concealer. It's fine, we can always fix it up with a brush if we kind of feel like we went over the under the eyes. You don't want to go too far out. You kind of want to stick to kind of like the middle of the face, like, you know what I mean. Exactly how I'm doing this basically. Okay, so I feel like I kind of wiped off a little bit of the bronzer, so I'm just taking whatever is left over on the brush and making sure it's still there. You know what I mean. And I always like going back in my nose because my nose is the main area I love to contour. Blush, we are probably going to apply blush twice because I love blush. So we're going to do before we apply our very light foundation and after, because why not? So we're using the Clinique Chubby Stick. This is in Amped Up Apple, and her blush kind of focuses on this area rather than kind of like right there, which is where I usually apply it. So we're just going to focus in this area here, right? So her blush is basically really focused on like the apples of the cheeks. So we're just gonna smile for that so we can see the apples of the cheeks. Basically right there. Okay, highlighter, we're going in with Gold Beam Skin Glaze, and this is Cash Beauty. We're gonna focus basically here on the top here, the nose, the chin, and right there, which is the areas we kind of wanna make pop, right? I kind of did not expect this. I kind of expected kind of like to come out like a tube. So it's actually really convenient. I love that. So we're just gonna do kind of like the tip of the nose, the chin. We're gonna do there, a little bit more, and right there. And also on top of the eyes, because her eyes are shiny. And we're just gonna take the same blush that I use for the blush and kind of blend that in. It actually blends well, so well. I did not expect that. You guys, this is my first time using it. I didn't even try it before, so I was a bit worried. Love the highlight. We are just gonna go in with a very light coverage foundation. This is the Hollywood Flawless. It's basically not even foundation. I'm just applying a little and just dab it with a foundation brush just so so the bronzer doesn't look too much and everything just kind of looks a little bit more natural. So I'm just taking kind of like a big fluffy brush and kind of just going everywhere. I don't want to go too much on my nose because I don't want my nose to be too shiny, right? So kind of just focusing on the places where I applied product. But again, dabbing, not rubbing, because we just kind of want it to look seamless. I love my blush, so we're gonna apply a little bit more blush. This is such a pinky one, literally perfect to do this makeup look. For this makeup look, it's all about the glow, people. She literally is glowing all the time, so that's what we want. Now, because we haven't moved on to powder products yet, we have to set our makeup, and we're going with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. Guys, this is one of my first bottles that I got, or even my second. I absolutely love this. I always like to set my wet products first before I start with powder. Let's go in with setting powder, guys. This has been one of my favorite setting powders. It is matte, so I kind of like to focus in areas where I want to mattify, but it does not crease. Like, I started using it and I can't stop. But if you have dry under eyes, I think in general, any powder is gonna stick to dryness, but this is amazing, honestly. And it goes so well with the Huda Beauty concealer. But always make sure before you apply powder, make sure that you kind of like tap the bottom under eye, obviously, just to make sure there's no creases, because if you set powder in where there's creases, it will set in the creases. So make sure you're looking up, you're setting it with your beauty blender, and then you go in. I use the back of the beauty blender and go in with the powder. So as you can see, I'm just looking up. I got the setting powder at the bottom, and I'm just gonna focus just very under the eye because I don't want to mattify this makeup. And then I'm also going to go kind of like this way just to kind of create that shape that Sabrina Carpenter has. And once I'm done with that, I just take kind of like a fluffy brush and just kind of like brush it off, but don't apply it in other places, people, because this is a really matte powder. I think it's a great summer powder for sure. And obviously we have to add more blush. It is a Cheek to Chick Charlotte Tilbury blush. It is such a popular blush and I absolutely love it. Again, just on the apples of the cheeks. So with the eye, she kind of highlights this area and kind of the inner corner. So I'm using the Dior Backstage Glow palette. We're kind of going in with the white and gold. I know it's broken, but I'm gonna be using this till it's gone because there's so much left in it. So we're just gonna go here on top of the eye and kind of in the inner. Okay, now we're gonna move on to eyeliner. I'm using the Benefit Extreme Precise Liner from Benefit. Oh, I said that already, but I absolutely love it. So we're kind of gonna focus just kind of like on the outer eye, starting kind of like from here till the middle. The middle will be the thinnest, and it's kind of like not too precise, but it's a very thin line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna line my lashes first. And you want it to be very thin when you get to the middle of the eye, kind of like this. And then we're just gonna take the eyeliner here and kind of just like flick it up there. Just use my nail to kind of like sharpen it a little bit more. There. Let's not forget to curl the lashes. So you're gonna curl it there and just kind of like open your eyes and pump it right like that. Curl it, look up, and just pump it. For mascara, using the YSL Lash Clash. I absolutely love this mascara. Can't stop using. Okay, so for mascara, we're kind of gonna go at the root and then zigzag upwards. Look at that. If you're looking for an affordable one, the Essence I Love Extreme, the hot pink bottle, is also a great drugstore one. I just love how my lashes look with this mascara. It just kind of like volumes, lengthens, and separates at the same time. With the I Love Extreme, it kind of gets clumpy, so you kind of need something to kind of separate your lashes. I won't lie, but this is perfect. It does all in one. And by the way, I do about 2 to 3 coats, even though I am going to be putting natural lashes on. I just want kind of like my natural lashes to blend with the falsies as much as possible. If you have small eyes like me, you kind of need to make your eyes pop. And with the Sabrina Carpenter look, she uses white liner at the bottom of her, at the bottom of her lash line. And I actually always do that because it just makes your eyes pop. And I use black at the top lash line just to kind of thicken that. This is really hard to do on camera, guys, honestly, because I feel like I'm gonna poke my eye. If you're a beginner, do this before you apply your mascara on. Apply the white on the bottom lash line. Look at the difference there. I think I'm gonna have to apply a little mascara on the lower lash line, even though I don't, but we're kind of gonna focus on the outer lashes of the. Okay, so we're just applying a little bit of mascara on the outer lashes. There we go. Lashes, we are using the Catrice Everyday Lashes. Guys, these look as close to my lashes as possible, and they really make my eyes look like a butterfly. It's the best way I can describe it, and really picks up my eyes. I cut kind of like 1/4 of the outer corner of the lash, just so it kind of fits perfectly, and it starts kind of here rather than too close to the eye, and then you start to tear, and then it comes out and it looks awful. Lash glue, I use the Duo lash glue, and it's honestly the best lash glue out there. And I kind of just put it on my finger and just kind of like drag the lash on it, just so you just get just enough, because you don't want there to be too much glue on your eye. Like just like that. Okay, so now we're gonna apply the lash. You kind of wait about 30 seconds and you start to place it as close to your lash line as possible. That's why you kind of wait 30 seconds rather than a minute, because then it gets too tacky, and if you're not good with lash placement, the glue obviously won't last long because you've been playing with it for too long. And that's how I apply it. And the key is to kind of look like a little bit down and a little bit straight into the mirror you're using. And these are how the lashes look on. Obsessed with them. Okay, so eyes are done. We're gonna move on to lips. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk 3 and 2. We're gonna start off with kind of the darker one, which is a 3. It's kind of like a brown, and then go with the pinky. Okay, so we're gonna do the oval lining, which is kind of like an oval like that, just to kind of, I have small lips, guys. So we're going in with the brown. We're gonna do the oval lining, which is like that exactly. And there you go. That is oval lining. And then we're gonna go in with kind of the pink to fix all the edges. Now we're going in with Pillow Talk 2, and we're gonna do the edges of the lips and go over the brown, just to kind of blend it in a little bit. Rub your lips a little bit together. She loves her glossy lips, so we're gonna go in with the Luna by Lisa Jordan gloss in Jasper Nude. This is a perfect pinky Barbie pink to kind of go in the middle. And lastly, we're gonna end off with setting spray. Let me know what you guys think of this look and if I should do more talking makeup videos rather than just, you know, putting the makeup on. And also let me know if I achieved this look. I think I totally did.